Show, Banff Show.
Show, Banff Show.
Hey, welcome to the Show Banff Show. I'm the host, Sage, and we're here with the Regal Foul. Did I say that correctly?
Close.
You're fucking with us.
You got toes. If you're paying attention, it's like, yes, we are the Sparkly Peanut Band. Right? And here on the Show Banff Show, we celebrate what people are up to, startup culture, mental health, and it's a lot of fun here in the Bow Valley. So, how did this band get started? And I want to hear the story behind the name, because it sounds like you have a story.
Give him the name story, Mitch. Give him that.
Come on, Mitch.
All right. Well, first we'll start with the name, Regal Foul. So I was floating around in a boat with a couple buddies, and there was a bird. There was a bird in the water. There was a fowl in the water, and my buddy looked at it and he said, "Man, that is one regal fowl." And I was like, "That's a good name." So then it started off as like fowl as the bird, but then when I approached these two monkeys about it, they're like, "Oh yeah, I don't know. So let's go with foul as like the screw up." So now it went from like a regal bird to royal fuck up.
Which is a pretty good description of the band.
It suits us for sure.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you haven't made an album with a bird yet, then.
Maybe that'll be the next one. Mitch actually had some artwork that he really wanted.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And we only did one T-shirt so far, and it actually does it have a rooster on it? What's on the T-shirt? Yeah, it's got a rooster.
That's right.
But it's pretty foul, so.
These people mentioned that early morning alarm.
Yeah. Which people can use our music for. It'll get them up.
Yes! So how'd you all meet?
How did we meet?
Well, Jerry and I have been in town for a while. Didn't really know each other until a couple of years ago. We both answered an ad to join the best punk rock band in Banff. And it was essentially, we just wanted to play punk covers and just have a good time doing it.
That is incredible. And then
That's not how this band started.
Yeah, that was another band, though. That's how Brian and I met. And then,
as things do in Banff, they fall apart. And Jerry and I still had a bit of an itch and wanted to get something else going, and ended up securing a jam space, somewhere to practice and whatnot. And at the time, Mitch was Jerry's roommate. Wow. And it all just kind of came together, right? So I played bass, Jerry played guitar, and Mitch played drums.
Wow. Did you like know about it and just jumped in, or were you just like, keep it down there? I'm trying.
Both. Yeah, Mitch had mentioned that he played drums. I knew Mitch showed me he was always playing guitar and always writing songs and stuff. So I knew he was keen to play music, but he told me he played drums in a band before, and Brian's like, I got this jam space if you want to jam. And I was like, well, I'll ask Mitch if he wants to play drums. And we jammed a couple times. And I think at first we were just jamming to shake the rust off and keep moving forward and play music. But then after a while, I just figured, it's like your college girlfriend. You just keep hanging out with them and hanging out with them and hanging out with them and hanging out with them. Then you got to give it a name. So
Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh.
So yeah, that's pretty much how we started, and then we just kept going. That was like what, 2018, a couple years ago, 3 years ago now. Actually, probably about 3 years ago. This time of year was when we started jamming. What's that?
That whole day. It's already been 3 years.
That is crazy, and congratulations.
We're not sick of you yet, Mitch.
Celebration. So how do you all get into like punk rock and all that?
That's
basically in the 90s. If you wanted to play in a band and you weren't good, you just say you were in a punk band, and that would be the end of it. So Brian and I, we're about the same age, and I think I mean, that's how it started for you, right, Brian? You wanted to play music, and that was just what everybody was playing at the time?
Pretty much.
Yeah,
What I
yeah,
could
same
keep
with
up with.
yeah. So, I mean, that's how we got it. We kind of forced it on Mitch, though. He's sometimes the outlier, but
We're trying it. We're
Force
already
it
in place.
Yeah. I mean, we all like punk. Like, we all listen to punk. I've never played in a punk band before, actually. So, in that sense, it did get a little forced on me. But, I learned to love it.
Yes, you've like convinced him.
good, good, because he's in the band, so he better fucking like it.
Like when he gets country or something, he'll be like, "What kind of song is this?"
The guys are good country riff. You want to jam out to?
Hey, Mitch, we'll see you next week there. All right.
I would come up because like I'm always writing songs. I would like I'd come to the guys and I'd be like, "Hey, so I wrote a song," and Jerry'd be like, "That's not punk enough."
Speed it up.
You can use that for your crappy alternative shit.
Yeah, put it on your solo album. That's what I always say to him. Save it for your solo album.
That is amazing, and congratulations! You said finally released your first album. Oh, we got an echo.
Oh, there's a bunch of voices going on. Yeah, so we just put out our first album in November, which we recorded in Banff in between August and October of last year during the pandemic. So it's something that we wanted to do for a while, so we were pretty excited about it. We had tried to do like some self-recorded demos earlier than that, and they came out all right, but we thought it'd be best if we worked with someone who had a better idea of what they were doing, so we hooked up with Matt Homniak, who some people might know as Matilla Rage, who started Omen Studios in Banff, and he used to play in Party at the Moon Tower, and he's also got a solo project that he's putting out right now called Suspended Glaciers. So Matt, basically, we let him be the boss. We went in, and if he said it's what we're doing, it's what we were doing. If he said play that differently, we played it differently, and the end result is pretty impressive for the fact that I don't think we would have made it sound like that on our own or with anybody else. So it's a fairly unique product, and we're pretty proud of it.
You should be. Like, I was listening to some of your tunes, and they are good. Like, I can put so much effort into it, and I love it. And Mitch, how many ideas did you get in there?
Sorry?
How many ideas did you get in there? Considering they're just like, that's not punk enough.
Mitch actually wrote half the songs.
Yeah.
You know, we do share like the songwriting process, that's for sure. And but yeah, I think we all kind of put an equal amount into it. You know.
That's incredible. I love that.
Yeah. What was your favorite song?
Oh, to be honest, I just put on a playlist and I was rocking out to them all. I can't choose a favorite. I'm sorry. And I feel like I can't. That's like too much pressure right there.
It probably switched over to All the Time Everywhere after a few songs, and that's you thought that was us.
Oh, so how can people find you? Like, you are no longer on Spotify, and I want to hear the story behind that.
We are on it. We just
you are on it.
We just we're still on Spotify, we're still on Apple Music, we're still on pretty much any streaming platform that any general person would use. But I stopped paying for Spotify because Spotify doesn't pay artists as well as other streaming platforms.
Which still isn't great.
Right? Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of controversy like within that, you know. I mean, there's definitely some streaming platforms that pay artists better, and what I use now is Apple Music. So that's a switch.
That is awesome, and it's great how you're highlighting that. So you're on Apple Music, Spotify. What else?
Google Music, Amazon Music. We're on pretty much every major streaming platform. There's no reason to not find us at this point, unless you're spelling the name wrong.
Challenge accepted. I'm just kidding.
But
thing. So Pinterest, where are you?
okay, so we're probably not on Pinterest. We're probably not on Pinterest. At least we haven't figured it out yet. Maybe we will be shortly.
You know, after this interview, you're gonna be like, "Oh no, she's gonna look this up. I gotta get on Pinterest right now."
Well, it's kind of funny because we use a service called DistroKid to actually put our music online. So we upload our songs to this platform, and what it does is it has all the dealer channels or the label channels to put our music onto those platforms. And I think when I uploaded it at first, like every other day, I'd be like, "Hey guys, check it out. We're on Apple Music today," or I'd be like, "We're on Amazon Music," or "We're on this." So for like a couple of weeks, that like every other day, I'd be like, "Oh, we're on a new service. We're on a new service." And then after a while, I didn't care because I didn't even recognize any of them anymore. Like, I'm like, "What the hell is Boob Bop or whatever?" You know. So.
I don't know what it is, but I'm on it. So follow it.
Yeah. So don't forget to pay for it. Yeah. So we're out there. We're out there. I mean, the way those systems work is all about economies of scale. So I mean, yeah, Spotify only pays you a fraction of a cent per play of your song, but if you don't go out and tell people to listen to their music, then yeah, you're not going to get paid. Whereas maybe someone who's more famous, like Machine Gun Kelly or something like that, just automatically has that clout and that weight that he's going to automatically get that many plays. I don't think Machine Gun Kelly is going on Facebook right now and complaining about how little he's getting paid from Spotify. So I think it's all about how you look at those services. And you know what? Like, it's like we're a band, you know, with no professional experience that has been together for 3 years. So maybe we're doing all right if all we've made off Spotify is $5 so far.
Yes, and right there's success. Like you're getting your name out there, and people are loving your music. That is success right there.
Yeah.
Success is not having to pay to play a show.
Bingo.
Sure, that's true. So before COVID, did you guys go and like play around town all over the place, or like have you been doing online concerts since COVID hit, or how's that affected you?
Yeah, we used to play. So actually, 2020 was going to be a pretty big year for us, or at least it felt like it. We'd probably played, I don't know, maybe 10 shows, maybe not even that, up until that point. And Brian and Mitch both took a little bit of 2019 off towards the end. Brian went back to school and Mitch went to Ontario. So we sort of went from a lull of 3 months of not doing anything to January 2020 in a new jam space. I think we were in the new jam space. And getting ready to play. We had a show lined up in February in Calgary. It was our first Calgary show. We went out and played it. We had 3 or 4 shows already lined up in Banff for the spring of 2020. And right before what would have been, I think, one of our biggest shows or favorite shows to play, which was we were going to open for Blacked Out in Belvedere in March of last year. That's basically when the pandemic hit and everything started to dry up. So it was pretty upsetting because it really felt like we had built up a lot of momentum to really be in a position. Because you don't just start playing in a band and tell everybody, "Oh, hey, fuck, we're in a band. Get us to play your bar," you know? Like, it doesn't always work like that unless you've got like a product, like an album or something to show them. So we took that year or two building up to that point, and we really felt like, not to say things were taking off, but we were really motoring up. And then just to have the pandemic put the gears on us like that to drive us right back down, it was pretty disheartening at first. But that's what got the album out, is we switched our goals, like really focused on recording and getting that out. And then once that was done, then it kind of felt like we had nothing to do if we still couldn't play shows. So it got rough for a while, I guess. But
yeah, we were excited for those shows.
When you're back in concert, I want to come to those. That's happening.
Yeah, definitely. We'll make sure you're there, because if you try not to come, we will find you. And we will be like, "What the fuck? You said on your show, you're going to come."
You'll be like. Oh, so what's your plans for the future moving forward after this huge learning experience, and what's your future goals?
Brian,
Get
what's
through
your
the
future goal, Brian?
pandemic.
Go for it, Brian. Come on.
Is he frozen?
I feel like he's frozen. I'll tell you our goal.
It's just like, well, right now our goals
Keep
are
on
frozen,
playing.
but
Yeah. Keep on playing music, number 1. Number 2, we're writing some new songs. We need to get some more songs going. I think maybe we might have a little bit of a music video in the works.
Might be something cooking up. But I don't want something might be happening.
you know what? Later you're gonna have to tell Brian that like he said things about you. You gotta check out the interview or don't like. No need to.
Yeah.
He's used to that.
Yeah, you didn't
Use
lose
it,
connection. He kicked it out. He was tired of that.
Maybe that's the reason he disconnected at that point. Just like, what am I gonna be dragged into next?
He really is the one that just sort of goes along with everything. So you're not wrong.
That's amazing. I love that. It sounds like you guys have a great crew. And like when things are always happening and like maybe you don't agree on stuff, how do you like stay positive and keep moving forward during these times?
Just by moving forward, I think that's the one. I mean, it's been tough for me and Mitch for sure. Like, I mean, this whole pandemic thing definitely put a strain on the two of us for sure. I mean, we definitely dealt with some stuff like the past couple of months, but I mean, it's all about looking towards the future for me. I mean, just knowing that we're going to be able to do stuff normally again. I mean, it just sucks waiting for it. That's the problem, and I think it's just about keeping one foot in front of the other and not trying to get dragged down with the way everything is right now, which is hard sometimes, but I don't know. How about you, Mitch?
I think he's frozen.
I mean,
Are you frozen?
We don't disagree generally. We get along pretty well, you know. And actually, it's pretty easy because Jerry is the boss man. He's kind of the dictator, you know. I cap him, yes sir. Yeah, no, I mean,
like, I Captain.
Well. As far as band drama, yeah, exactly.
So if I ever need to get a hold of the group, I'll just be like, Jerry.
No drama. Exactly. That's what you do.
Done. Speaking of Jerry, if you guys ever want to play in front of the Banff Boutique Inn, they would love to have you just for fun on the live stage. Like, we have a videotape which goes out to a bunch of places if you're ever interested.
Where is that?
The Banff Boutique Inn. They have a cute little stage out front.
Where's that? Why don't I know this place?
It's kind of like when you're driving down to like the Cave and Basin area, like down there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ah.
It's a fun opportunity if you guys.
We're showing up tomorrow, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, out there. Like, yes, please. So everyone who's watching, keep your eyes up for that. Do you have any last things you want to tell your audience before we go?
You first, Mitch.
Our audience. Oof.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you know, keep on trucking. Keep an eye out for our what's it called? What's it called? What's it called for the video? Maybe coming out.
The video, yeah. There's gonna be a video coming out eventually.
Keep on listening.
Yeah. Keep on listening. That's what I have to say too. Keep on listening. We got stuff coming. We love doing this, so we hope people love listening to it.
Yes. So seriously, everyone, keep your eyes out for these amazing people. Like, they're incredible, and listen to their music if you get a chance. So cool. Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thanks, Sage.
Bye.
Bye.
Show Banff Show.
Show Banff Show.
Show Banff Show.
Show Banff Show.
Expanding our community.